Should work normally. Sounds good. Okay. Let's go over monthly first. So we had a bullish month again. Nonetheless, I did close bullish. August. Was not the biggest month, but it was. So we do have a monthly fair value gap below. We are losing a bit of strength. We can see the candles is not as big as the previous one. Let's take a look how did we have an opening gap this week. We start. Yeah, we had a small gap. It's already been filled, so this was our opening gap. We don't need to take a look at that one anymore. It just got filled. Previous week is very close by. So this is previous week low. So if we fall a bit further, this will be our first target and see how we react off of previous week low. If we do see that downwards movement more, the next targets will of course be this liquidity right here. Zie je beeld dat ik veranderen? Nee.
Nee, dan sta je wel een box.
Ja, ik weet, maar dan mijn camera normaal.
Ah. Ja, every day today we're going to trade now.
Well, we have a small bit of news today, but I have no idea why we should not trade. Doesn't matter if it's the afternoon that's not working, so we can perfectly trade in the morning session. We will see soon enough what the market wants to show us. In about 5 minutes, we got a range. And to me, first target is still that previous week low. And we can see how we get a reaction off of this. So we did take out Asia low right here for first sessions. So Asia has already been taken. And we took out New York's previous week. For me, first target is actually still the weekly low. So for me, we will fall to that weekly low and then see how we react off of it. Trading to that weekly low is only 18 points. So that's a very small range. So if we see structure, so we see bullish structure, we came down. Here we had change in delivery. We had a 6 hour for value gap. We tapped it, and now we actually following that movement still lower. So for me, first target would actually be that weekly here, and then see if we come in this lower part of that for value gap, how we react of it. If we continue, I'm not sure, but don't think this one is tapped yet. So this one's still open, so there is a possibility that we come to this. If we go under this, yeah, we have a whole very bearish week today, this week. So 3 more minutes for that range. How was everybody's weekend? Were you guys relaxing this weekend? School started again here in Belgium. It's a bit bigger range for today. 36-point range is not the smallest range that we have here. So we do have 2 for value gaps in the range. So if we want to put a stop, it will be outside. If we go down, it should be outside the orb range, of course. So we should put our stop right here. So if we continue lower from here, that's actually hetzelfde.
Eén contract.
Ja, tot de ranges zoveel. Rond de 40, 45. Dus wel $90 is het ongeveer per contract. So it's about $90 per contract.
Come on, nog 15 minutes.
The only thing is that's a we get 1 hour out of this. Can we take it to here? It's not the biggest range, especially enough to take on liquidity already twice. So I would prefer us to go immediately if we hit this level right here, and that's that weekly low. If we do not, if we continue lower immediately, we can stay in this trade. If not, probably best put it at almost PE immediately once we hit that target. It's just not sure if the market wants to continue much further down than this level actually. So we are on previous week low, and that's where a lot of liquidity is from last week. So, but that we can only know, of course, once we are at that level itself. So markets have 2 chances to have a reversal pattern right here. So that would be previous session. So that means actually New York session from last week, and this is that weekly low. So we will see how it actually moves while it gets there. If we go up, we got a lot more targets, of course. So we got a nice range right here where we could target. So if there is in your plan that you should not trade on holidays, then you don't trade. If it's not in your plan and you tend to never trade on a holiday, fine too. I've seen it play out. The holidays actually deliver nicely. So if we got a clear viewment and a clear range where we're going to head to, I prefer to take it. But I do prefer if we fall any lower that we should do it rather fast too. So the reason why is because we came to a lot of liquidity right here. And if the market wants to change hands, or it is here, which is just below it, and we should not stall too long around this level. My stomach disagrees with me today. I think I ate yesterday something that was not supposed to go in. I didn't feel like cooking yesterday, so we went out to get something, and it's not the best idea for me. I know this already, but yeah, sometimes
You take it well.
yeah, we just do it and don't think about it, and the day afterwards, yeah, you can feel it. We did had a wonderful weekend. So no trade yet. So that's not a third 5 minute that we are stalling here. So it's not a strong push off of this. But it still can happen. Context. Yeah, we can sit here and be patient, of course, but I do want to see before 9 o'clock. I do want to see actually a movement to one or the other side. If it happens in the last 5 minutes of before 9, I wouldn't take the orb. And it means that there is actually no volume right at this point, so then it's no use. But if we do get a nice push, like I said, this would be first target, of course, just below us. It's a very small range, of course, but that would be the draw right now. Of course, if we are at this level already, before this next 5 minute closes, then I have to. Then actually, I would not be even sure that I even would take it anymore. The reason why is we are already way down. Then we took previous week low. We took all liquidity that I've seen. So then we should actually be a bit more patient once this level actually get hit. just because of the movement down already is happening. So this was actually the last liquidity part taken. Then we moved that direction. What I did see immediately that we would hit that low, but now if we hit this low and we see a reversal off of it, that would be very sad for us to be in that order trade then. That's the only thing that I'm seeing right now. That could maybe change the direction just because it's previous week low, that's all. Want toen hij sexy als hij naar beneden gaat, ga je erin springen? Ook al zetten we close to previous week low, dat boeit er niet. Okay. So nonetheless, nonetheless, my wife will take it. I would have, but not easy to take this one. I'll be honest, just because it's previous week low. That's all.
Omdat wil ik als mijn stappen toelaten. Dan kan je hier je contract inzetten.
And 3 minutes, we will see if we have that close. About 2 minutes and a bit. Would it be nice if we just breached the ball just below it? So again, once we see like these 5 minutes stallings and no action up or down, if it stalls long enough on the sideways, that is just accumulating some liquidity in the lower parts and then that continuation movement. If you see something like this, immediately back out of it. This is a reaction, of course. It's a big difference than 3 times 5 minutes on the sideways. So keep that in mind if you're trading too. If we see these kind of movements where you're trading, that you just have patience until the movement continues. Normally, after the liquidity part, once we take liquidity, if we see an immediately reaction of 5 minutes, if we change direction. Look, that would be my first TP already. So it's about 50 seconds. So I believe we will hit this TP. And I'm honest, I don't see a part where we can go to them. After that part, I will need to be patient and see what the market wants. If it wants to continue lower, it will fall immediately right here. If it wants to go up, it will change hand also at the same time. So it will actually very fast change hands back up. So 17, 16, 15. So about 10 seconds, we have that close and we're actually at that first TP. And that was a strong reaction off of that first minute, of course. So that was waiting to jump in this. So personal doesn't mean if you follow the plan that it can work, of course, but just because it's previous week low, I would prefer us to breach the up at the upside to take that trade. So you all understand I would not have taken this immediately now. I hope so. That you see what I'm seeing, how so that you actually don't get confused why. Normally we take all of our trades, of course, but this one was just weekly low. And that doesn't always happen that we are that close immediately. So, like I said, I would not have taken it just because we took weekly low already. If it's in your planet, you should take it. That would be actually the entry part, of course. The only thing is, I have no targets anymore.
How long? 15 minutes.
Wat zeg je?
15 minuten, ja, ook. Dat heb ik niet gezien.
Die hadden nog niet, hè?
Mm.
Je kan dat worden nog niet, hè? Dus dat kost dat nog niet zien. Hè? Dat was ook hetzelfde wat je de vorige keer gezien hebt. So if you took it, I will tape read it. You can let me know in chat if you did take it, yes or no. Like I said, because we took that low, I would be patient more and see if we do have now that continuation lower and the next 5 minute closes below that again, then I would take it. Not right now. That was a very strong push back up after that 1 minute. And look, we just tapped it barely even, so now we can just watch order flow and see how this market actually moves, because we now have a stacked for value gap, so up and down, so an inverted and a for value gap, it's normal. So this is actually an indication that there is a strong push back up. Let me check the chat even. Okay, you took it. Let me take a look. So we're now in that 15-minute for value gap. So we had a 15-minute right here too, inside our range. Can you explain it again, John? Okay, of course, Antonio can explain. So why would I not take this? So there are three actually big reasons. First of all, look, we took 2 sessions. So this is a session low and that was Asia low. So we took 2 sessions right here. Third thing that we took was actually, if we go to the weekly, this is what when the week starts, I prefer to set these out just to actually show myself where liquidity is, where big pools of liquidity is. So that was a previous week low that just got taken. So that is also an indication that we can go higher. Previous week high is pretty far off. Not only that, we did take also Friday's low. So that was Friday's low we took out. So we also took today's low out. there are multiple indications right here that actually show us if the market wants to go a bit further up, it should be right here, or we will fall immediately to this previous liquidity pool. And because of that strong push, actually instantly off of that. So this is why I wanted to actually wait maybe a minute just to see how this next minute reacts, because this minute actually showed us that there was some volume below here, that there was buying. So a lot of sell side liquidity was being taken right here. And this is where, if the sellers keep actually being in control, that the market should push down right here, or it can stall a bit right under here, but not immediately push off of it. So if we take liquidity like we took it right here, so we took liquidity from this session too on Friday, we did not push away from it, so we stalled. So you saw us stalling, so no strong push, so we came down, and here we actually pushed off of this. So that means that the buyers actually took a bit of control right here, so that the buying is back to pressure, so push the market back up, and now we're stalling again. So this will be indicating right here what we will do. We have a fair value gap just below. So if we tap this and we have a very strong push back out of this, the market will continue a bit higher and probably take out this liquidity, or even those equal highs that I saw a minute ago. What were they? Right here. So we will probably take out these 5 minutes. So we didn't take out that high yet. It stayed under it. So these can be compared as equal highs. And there are two fair value gaps just above. So that would be my next target, that the market wants to take that last liquidity. So if we zoom in, we barely missed it. It was very close, but we didn't take it. And then we had that push down with a very strong push back up. That's the reason. So actually, because multiple liquidity pools were being taken. That's the main reason. If that wasn't previous week low, if this wasn't previous week low right here, and we had actually a low, say that this was previous week low, right? This candle's low, then I wouldn't have done anything. Then I would have said, okay, we can actually drop further down. Perfectly fine. But because that was right where our candle was, that was the reason actually. So if you took a long off of this, that would have been actually my first idea to do. Excuse me. Manager, I took it just owning to the mechanical approach. I followed. With this and S/O. What does S/O mean? Zafar of Said? Yeah, if you took it mechanical, perfectly fine. But then also, if you took it mechanical, you could take a half hour because of this reason, because of multiple liquidity pools. That would also be the play then. I'll stop that, yeah.
Waarom niet al?
Omdat die hem waarschijnlijk half uur zetten. Yeah. Smart move. So if you take it mechanical and you see multiple, and there is possibility for multiple confirmations that we don't go lower, this is the option then that you can do. So that means that you only give a half hour for the next time to make at least an hour. So that means double the amount that you gave to the market. That's a smart idea that you can do too. And you keep it mechanical, perfectly fine. No thought process involved. The only thing that we did then do is reduce it a bit before actually see the move happening. And you can see how fast that reaction actually came off of it. Maar die bezig kan ook doen. Die is heel karang. Niet verstanden.
Wat is hetzelfde?
Hm?
Funded of
Nee, joh, hetzelfde, ja. So we're now coming on those last for value gaps just above us. So that was that 3 minute for value gap. Look, it just flew through it. It didn't even stop. So there was no liquidity that could hold us down here. So this will be first target, of course. And if this doesn't hold and we push higher, yeah, this liquidity right here would be the next target, of course. Or maybe even session high. Because we take out 2 sessions with weekly low. So if the market wants to take out session of Asia, probably on this move it will happen even. So let me take some stuff off my screen. If you did not take it and you want to take it to the upside, there is a possibility that this will actually play out. There is more possibility that this won't play out. But to session high, that's actually a nice play. That's about 2.4, so that's actually a good trade. Is it everywhere holiday or just in New York that's holiday today? If anybody knows. Or just in America, New York.
Hoeveel keer dan 200 toen dat was of 130? Want mijn stop was 130.
Ja, dat blijft 130 dan in. Dus 1 euro.
Ja.
Ja, wel, dat
Dus
blijft
ik
ook.
moet hier niet 200 zetten.
Nee. Ja, helemaal juist. So that no matter where you put it, your stop actually that would have been a full not work of this orb. We do have in a 1 minute. We can maybe take it to the upside. It depends. That would be around a 56 point stop. So this is actually a perfect pattern that you can see from a reversal. So once we see actually in these minutes that they become, so this is actually why I said maybe be patient for the next minute. So once we tap that and we see a strong reaction push off of it, we can be patient and see how we react inside this liquid. If we come back down and we come under that candle again, we could have entered easy. So now we took up most liquidity right here on that top part. So now the market does need to continue pushing up high. So if you take this to the upside, I would take it at least to session high. So if you did not take any entry yet and you took this one, stop should be definitely at Orbs low. We should take it at least to session high, so that's 1.4 from here. But I don't want to see it stall too long also. I do want to see that continuation pretty fast. Especially if London opens, I do want to see a full push up then. Alle scholen? Oh my god. School starts. Yeah, I live near a school, so what they teach children right here, it's very special to see. Or to hear, actually. So if you did not take the previous one, you want to take this one. I would recommend to take this one before the other one, actually. So, not sure if you're in. If you're in, I would say stops at the bottom of that 5 minute. Of course, the best stop would be that low. That would be actually the best stop that you can have for the whole day, because that was the lowest point of the day. And if the market does decide to go up and never come back to that lower part, yeah, we could have a nice movement. So that would be first TP. That would be Asia session. Second TP would be 23,613, something like that. Maybe the 600 number, even better. So that would be 23,600. That would be TP. And that would be TP1. That's 23,552. If we push through these 2 5-minute for value gaps, yeah, we can definitely go up to that TP1 immediately. It will depend on how we react right here. So if we zoom out, we do come into an hourly for value gap. There's a second hourly just above us. So if none of these hold, that would be our first TP, of course, right here. So we watch while we're in this hourly how we react off of these two levels too. So this is also important while we're moving in the opposite direction and coming back for reversal. If we do want to continue higher, we should not stall in one of these for value gaps. We should just move straight through it like we done with this hourly right here. So 10 minutes still open. And that was a very big 15-minute candle reaction off of that first part. So we came in at 5 minute for value gap right here. If we take that high, actually that would be an adding spot for us. So if we can take out, I would prefer actually to take out this high. Because we're still in the for value gap right here. So that would be then a good adding spot. And stops could be then placed actually, I would say under this wick. Also halfway the orb, so it reduces a lot of range. Good work, Arjun. Nicely. Have a nice sleep, Sid. We've got about 5 more minutes until that London session opens. But we'll see how it, how it works. I do would prefer us to see this next 6 minutes to come at least back to the entry point. If you're in this, just be patient. Warp can take a while. We all know that already by now. How long this actually takes, these trades. So I'm actually quite happy that we said on Friday we didn't take a trade. Look at how the sideways movement actually went. So we came to the low from the liquidity point right here. And actually then we didn't even move nothing. So happy that we did nothing afterwards. So 4 minutes still open. We'll see how we get that reaction off of this. We do have 2 5-minute for value gaps just below. So if we tap one of these, perfectly fine. I do not want to see us come back all the way to the under part of the orb. That I don't want to see happening. But for the rest, still looks good. Ik moet de tekst er nog opzetten van al twee. Voor gisteren ook. Ik wou het dan eerst doen. Dus we moesten nog niet weg doen. Wat dringend die tekst naar opzetten. En nog ook over me. Okay. So 3 minutes still open, and let's hope we get a nice push off of this. Just the hourly doesn't look that promising at this point. The 15-minute does, so this was actually a way huge candle. So if you come back halfway and then get that push, perfectly fine too. But the next 2 minutes will actually show us more. The higher this one gets up, the better. So 40 seconds till open. Let's see if London has some volume today. So this is open. So if London Orbs decides to go up, yeah, then we will have a nice continuation, of course. About 15 minutes, we will see this. For me, it still indicates that it wants to go higher at this point. Doesn't mean that this 5 minute cannot tap that value gap, so it took out some internal liquidity to go up higher then. It doesn't need to, so it can actually immediately continue. I'm gonna pour myself a drink out. Be right back. So actually, we should continue further right here. We almost took that high. So like I said, I would prefer actually if we take that liquidity part to add to it and not that wick. The original place, like we always do, is actually that wick, of course. So if we take a long and we go above that high, that can be our stop, of course, then to continue. The only thing is now it's just open, so because it's open, I do want to take actually that high because we're still now in that. I do believe that was a 1 minute for value gap right now. See, we are in this 1 minute here, so I do want to see that strong push off of it right now. Well, it was a nice 5 minute close. Anybody see if there was okay? There was news today. So 9:30 Swiss manufacturing, 10 before 10 French manufacturing, until Italy employment rates, UK. So we do have some red folders around 10 o'clock.
Nou, dan ben je hem maar naartoe aan mijn mans kant nog even.
Naar hier. Dat is mijn eerste. En dan
20 staat 100.
Hans van boven. So what's your in the trade? Just be calm, guys. This can take a while. So
Nou, ik zal hem hier.
Still entry, not much movement.
Dit is long term, maar dan denk ik dan zou het niet zeker zijn.
Oh ja, de diaren zijn wel tot daar van boven. Oh, ik pak het bovenste, dan die doji eigenlijk.
Die?
Ja, dat is Asia High.
En dan heb je de 500. Er is ook één dat je mocht inzetten. Eén.
Eén?
Eén contract. Mocht je één contract inzetten?
Ja. Ik mocht meer.
Oh, spelen niet.
So I do prefer us the next in this 5 minutes, that he actually stays right here somewhere. He doesn't fall too deep after that take. So still, the only thing we can do is just be patient, see how this plays out. So we still have a 15-minute right here. We have a 5-minute right here. So it's perfectly fine that we touch this, but we do want to see that reaction off of it immediately back to the upside. So in the next 5 to 7 minutes, I do want to see the step can happen, but then I want to see immediately pushes back off of it and not stall around here. There is a bit less volume in this market than I expected. I did expect a bit more to the upside when London should have opened, but it moved less than 20 points. Yeah, 25 points or something in the 15 minutes, so it's not much volume inside. So just put it opening range of 9 o'clock on the screen so I can actually see how the 9 o'clock actually reacts off of it. So same here. So once we came to this liquidity here, look, we're actually stalling. So it's a big difference once we see this kind of movement or this kind of movement. Once we see this kind of movement, it actually builds up liquidity to continue movement. If you see liquidity being taken and immediately pushed off of it, this is actually where you see reversals patterns come into play. I actually see that quite often. Once we take liquidity, we actually move quite fast. So we took down liquidity and then moved again. So this means that the market still has more chance to go up than down at this point. Or to continue the movement what it was doing. So anybody that's new to warp trading, know that the trades can take up to 4 hours, easy. So just be patient. It's not a quick 1 minute in and out.
Ik ben zeker ook zo tot hier. Maar de deel zit het ook in. Ik zal hem tot hier nemen. Ja, er zit een netjes een prop gehad. Waar is die eigenlijk?
En anders keek hij weer eens af te springen. Nee. De witte kit van daar ook, die cross nu ook al over ze.
Gaat veel vriendjes hebben.
Hey, buddy, I took a trade today. Log your trades too to make sure they're in your logbook. So we're 18 minutes and over 9 at this point. So we have a range. We're still going sideways. Not much movement. Even the next 15 minutes, we just stay sideways. I'll just let it. I would let the trade do its thing. If you want to be sure, instead of TP1 all the way on Asia high, you can take it to 23,520 and take something off here. That would definitely put you in profit, and then let the rest of the trade run, of course. If you did not hear that again, so if you want to be 100% sure, just close your book without actually having to sit behind the charts. That would be 23,520.21. Just that for value gap right here. That would definitely, if you go up, we will hit this, and then afterwards put it at a 23,600 level for the maximum trade that you can take out today. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15, 5-minute candles. Yeah, 7 5-minute candles going sideways. So it's definitely building up some liquidity to take out one on the other side and then continue the movement. So for all new traders, if you ever see these kind of markets conditions, stay off of it. No trading in that time zone. Just be patient until the market shows you a movement that it wants to do, so that you can jump into it, so that you actually see what the market wants to do. At this point, it still wants to go higher, so
Zoveel gegeten ook gisteren. Wat er allemaal in is gegaan, zeg.
Not hetzelfde zit, maar ja. Zo, erop man. Zo, rustig man. Wow, mijn kin met. Dat is de hey. So we're half hour in market open, and we're still very relaxing, slowly going sideways.
Paul's been team.
Although,
Oh. We have a flip cat.
So if you're still holding this and did not do anything, congratulate yourself by just being relaxed in a trade. It's one of the most important things that you can do is just let the trade do its thing. Actually, most of the time, people, when somebody loses or not makes profits in trading, they actually start trading outside their own trading plans, and then they start doing not smart things while they go and profit, not profit, profit, not profit. So if you can let go of these things and don't look at the outcome at a short pace, you are ahead of the curve a lot. Because this takes a lot of patience for us, also as trader, to just sit here and actually do nothing. Well, actually, you can do something. Go listen to an audiobook if I'm not speaking, or do something in the meantime that gets your head off the screen, so you don't get too focused. The only thing where we can watch now is actually where can we add to this trade, so that we can actually get more profit out of it. The only great place that I can still see to add is actually the high right here. Once we reach the high with a full candle, that would be an awesome place to add to it. Once we get above that high, you can actually put your stop then also right here, almost at entry. The reason why we came down, we came in at 5 minutes and we are now stalling. So if we breach to that high and we take out this liquidity right here, and we don't fall back, that means the market will hugely continue from here. There's nothing holding us in this little space to go straight to that TP. So nonetheless, if you used to be a scalper and took fast trades, this is actually a very challenging thing too for you. So just to be here, sitting here and being patient, because if we're watching charts, 5 minutes can take a long time. Especially because actually on the right side here, we can see the countdown. So we actually can see every second go past by, and yeah, this can take time. So again, for the morning session, everybody fully understands now why I actually did not take that. I did not want to take that short. That would have been stopped completely, of course. So put in your notes, if you're an orb trader too, that if we take out multiple liquidity pools, that you just be patient for the next minute after that close. Doesn't really matter. I didn't have any targets after this one anyway. So if we even fell further down and we had a full body close under it, we could have seen that we probably go to this. So even if we fall another 5 points, that still would have been a doable range then to go to that low after a minute. Because the market tends to react very fast once it's taken out liquidity to take a reversal of it. I'm not a fan of reversals. I prefer continuations, of course, but still, it doesn't matter what I'm fan of, yes or no. Just to tell you guys, once liquidity has been taken for multiple sessions, do be patient, just a few seconds. You will see it probably right away. I am in Tax Trader after an aggregate 1 minute and a 3 minute from 23,388. If this 5 minute closes here, would it be a good point to add some contracts? So, Soltis, hello, Jim. I'm
In the trade.
in the trade, yes. And where's your entry? 20,398. So, right here. So, down here. So, you took. Okay, so once this one closed above, you took your entry, right? So, your entry is right, should be around this area. Is that correct? Yes, okay. You took the ILM up, yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, so you saw an inversion of this candle actually on 3 minutes with this for value gap twice on the both sides, and you actually, that's your entry model, right? Yeah, if you took this and your stop is at that low right now, you should be already at a 3R, something like that, almost 2.5. So yeah, 2.5. Depends on how much you put actually inside. So this is a 2.5. If we close, I would say, if we close above this high, then I would add. I would be patient until we close above 23,484. This actually would be in a perfect place already to add. The only thing is we are very close by and still trading in this value gap right here. So if we close above this, we go to a new hourly. There's also an hourly for value gap right above us. So I would be patient until we close above this, and then I would add. I would add here. Adding at 23,485. If we close a body above this, I would add, and I would put stops. Let me take a viewpoint. We could put our stops then. It's just because we didn't tap that 50-minute too. Yeah, if I would put your stop, I would put them halfway. I would put them right here. So then this one is already fully in profit, and even with your entry up here, you still be in profit. I would add a half R with this point. So that means if you have $100, that would be adding one contract from here. If you get above that, and your stop is already 88 points, so from the point where you entered, that would be the 90 points. So 2 contracts, so that's above. Yeah, that means that you would your entry would be below this area anyway. So that would mean that both of these trades would still be a profit no matter what if the market does come back down. Then this is how I would add to it. So it would look something like this. Actually, this would be your first one that you entered, and your second one should actually look something then like this with same target, of course. So that means that you would get another 1.2 or 0.6 extra at least. Well, with this trade to there, that's a 6. Not actually that you need it anymore if we get the 6 out of this one. So, but this is how I would add. If this helps. If you start from down there, I would actually do take a small profit also. Well, you started here, right? Let me go over that one more time. If you get to a 4.5 R, I would definitely take something off the table right at that high. At 23,518. So that would actually be that hourly for value gap fully closed to at that high. Yeah. This I definitely would take something off of that high. It depends, of course, if you want to keep holding it for the whole day, but this is actually what I would definitely take something off. If you are in this and you have already a 4.5 R, do keep, of course, your profits. Most important thing. Not only adding is important, but also if you get made 2-3 R, that you do at least take some profits off of the table, and the rest you can always let it run. Hey.
Oh.
Fuck, you are one crazy kitten, man. Really.
He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive, very much.
We need to give him some bones, like a dog.
It's a very special kitten, this one. We saved him, but he's showing his appreciation by playing, and he still doesn't know what his teeth are used for. Special cat, this one. So an hour and 36 minutes in the stream right now. We're only just in profit yet of that second order trade to the upside, or first order trade actually. The first one I wouldn't have taken. Now, I do want to see that strong push further right here, just because this is the last part of that liquidity. The orb did breach to the upside, so that's good to see. So actually, if the market wants to continue, that would be right here. So we had actually two confluences now. So we had sweep of liquidity on the down part. We had a immediately change in character right here. So now I do want to see that movement. And we got about 5 more minutes till news, or something of news. Yeah, about 5 more minutes. Happy to help. You've been here a while too, Solstice. How did you start trading, my friend? Always like to learn the community. Everybody that's here, always love to hear their stories too. Trouwens or not. I believe everybody already knows my story. I started in 2020 when Corona came. After 2018 crypto bull run. Whoa, you've been in it for a while too. It's about 7 years. Nice, man. I do hope you have. I do. Yeah, you have a trading journal, right? Where you can keep your trades in. So here I do want to see the market continue in the next 5 minutes. Yeah. So you are actually very aware that trading is not an easy activity to do. And what made you not so profitable in the past? Did you figure out what actually was the thing that didn't make you? Yeah. What did you find was the less easiest part to learn in trading? Was it chart reading or was it actually something different for you? So keep it in mind, everybody. So anybody that has that, it's normal. So mentally, it's not an easy thing to do, especially not because we not learned um, how to give something to the market without receiving something. Overall, very busy and trying to multiply task, which makes yeah, yeah. Doing multiple things together is never easy. Even though if you don't have a busy schedule, it's even less easy just by doing this. Like if you're cooking and you're even listening to an audio version, try to understand everything he says or what the audiobook says. It's even something. Yeah, yeah, I understand multitasking. Yeah, how you type is okay. That's the same for me. My English is not fully. I could read it. So for anybody that actually is doing multiple things together, if you are in a trade and you want to do something different than trading, immediately after that, then you have to be able to let go of your trading. So mentally, you have to be very okay with it and also be very positive in your mindset. The reason why is if you are trading and you want to do different things while we're actually in the trade, you can, but then you have to be able to just set your stop and your TP, close the book. You're not able to add, but once it hit full TP, you'll be happy. And even if it hits your stop, you'll be happy too because actually you were able to do the things while you were trading, doing the thing that you actually wanted to do. So it's 9:45 right now. Als je dat leert van de mama's, hè. It's 9:45, so still look, this is the reason why I didn't want to add straight away, because we're still actually holding right here. So we do have a 5-minute right here. So if we tap this and then continue, that would actually be very nice. Then you can put your stop right here. You don't even need to be putting it down here even when you add. Other parts of trading is finding the right trading style for my character and then stick to the strategy, realizing that whichever strategy you're using, every strategy you are using. Yeah, fully agree. Yeah, this is mentally part. So this is the reason why I actually started in the bootcamp with mental part, because I find it the less easiest part to get over, and actually nobody talks about it. They do talk about it. You have to have a good mindset, but it's not how. It's just actually while you're at it and you actually did not have a profitable trade, then you have to have that good mentally part. But people need to actually understand it's not up to you how the market moves. We just can follow a plan, like you said. And once you get a strategy that fits your character or your style or the way that you want to trade, you need to be able to let go of all the rest. Profit or not profit, if you followed your plan and you stick to it, it's a good trade. Doesn't matter if you made profit, yes or no. If you didn't make profit, see it like a business. So actually trading is a business for itself. And I used to have my own business too. So I'll just give you a few examples what we actually all needed to pay for. So I'll go on the side for a second. So we used to have a hair wig salon. So we needed a place. So we needed a saloon. Price per month is about that. It was in our house, but normally in Belgium, if you want to rent something, it's between $750 and $1,500 a month at least. So that means, say, I'll even make it cheap. So make it 1,000. So I'll take it halfway. Electricity, you need to pay. So that's at least, again, $250 a month. You got water. In the saloon, we have a lot of water to use. So that was about 50 a month. We need to pay ourselves, of course. That's another 1,500 to 2,000 a month. And this is just expenses that you have. So nothing else, just the normal stuff. You do need a lot more than this. But if you see this as expenses, see anything that you give back to the market, just the same. So as long as you stay below 3,000 and you still make more, that means that you have very cheap expenses. So this is just a small part of how you actually have a business. So yeah, Playbet is a good mentor. Dai is a very good person. He can trade perfectly. He has a lot of self-confidence. And I agree, there are a lot of mentors out there that show you that they can do it or want to do it, but actually never trade live. Or hop strategies. So I also had a mentor before that used to trade candle patterns. So actually trade that, but never had the same strategy. And until you get figured out how that works, it's not easy. It takes a while before you can actually understand how he trades. So you could follow him along and you could actually trade with him, but it doesn't matter. In the long run, it was not easy to follow along. Yeah, same for me. Yeah, I can trade better in the morning too. The afternoon session is we're already busy for the rest of the day, so it's less easy for me to stay fully calm for the next 3-4 hours when the afternoon session starts. But you get used to it after a while. So we're still hanging around there, so not much movement, still not We got 10 minutes until 10 o'clock. If we don't see any movement until 10, I'll probably end the stream for the day. We will see how it ends up. Make sure that you actually do follow your trade a little bit more than normally, just because of probably there's no afternoon session. Not sure it's a holiday completely. But if it is, yeah, make sure you get out the trade before that happens. So I prefer us actually not to come back under this wick. So this should be a stop. I actually want to see us stay above that high. Just the reason is we have another 5 minute right here. If we tap this, we do want to see that continuation straight away after that. Or we could sit around here for the rest of the day. So I do like it, Soltis, that you actually review yourself, because if you know that you're calmer in the morning session and it is out better, that's very good of yourself that you actually read yourself bit by bit. And for all new traders out there too, I actually do want you all to know, if you are a trader and you want to start learning how to trade, make sure that you actually already have some capital laying around, of that you still have an activity to do, that you don't have to wanting to be paid the first week out of in trading. It's not how it works. Yeah, you can actually get paid the first week. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it takes some time actually to get used to trading and to stay mentally strong enough to induce a lot of good and not good trades. You feel euphoric the first time you take a profit, and you think you can never lose. And the first time you take a not profit, yeah, you will feel something different, and then you have to be able to control that emotion too. Because we are used to seeing a bank account, and a bank account only normally goes up unless we take something off of it. Here is once you gave something to the market, once you're in a trade, you actually or immediately off of it that point is the part where you actually gave that money away to the market. Then we can only be patient and see if it hits our TP. If it does, we actually gain something out of the market. If not, we were okay by giving this to the market. And please never trade in the first 5 minutes after you took a loss to re-enter. If you don't trade the minute candle immediately, just be patient. That's the best thing you can do. Otherwise, you would trade out of emotions, and you don't want to be trading out of emotions. You actually just want to be inside a trade because you want to be in that trade. Not because you want to make back what you actually gave to the market. If you ever did that and you gave something back to the market, and you didn't, you immediately want to trade again, that means that your mental capacity isn't ready yet to take an R of $200 maybe. That's okay. You can build up to it. But if you immediately felt that you needed to regain what you gave to the market, that means actually that your R collection is too big for yourself at this point. It does not mean that you cannot grow to it. It means that it's too big for right now. And believe me, I had that same thing in the beginning. In the beginning, when I was trading with, yeah, it was still crypto that I was trading. So my stops were like $5 to $10 at the beginning. That was it. That was what I could handle. Anything above, I would do strange things. I didn't understand why, but I learned the hard way that that was the best way to do it. And I stick with a percentage. And when my portfolio grow, actually the amount of R's grow with it. So say that you have a capital of $5,000 where you trade with. If you take 2% of that and stick to that 2%, no matter if you profit or not profit, your capital stays your capital and you constantly adjust it to that percentage of your capital. This way, actually, your capital grows longer and you can stay longer with it. And actually, the second thing about that is that. So, this was a news scandal, by the way. And the second thing about that is this way, your mental capacity grows too. Once we get to a huge amount of R's, that you actually can hold that too. It's better that it goes slowly than it has to grow one time very fast. Because this is then when we get to do something not so smart. It will happen. It can happen to anybody. It depends if you have millions laying around and you don't have, you don't need them. You probably won't feel $1,000 stop either. But if you don't yet have that and you still are an employee by somebody or having your own business and just having a normal payout like we all have at the start, this would feel very strange, especially because if I started and I was making some decent money in trading, I actually also felt strange because I used to work a full month for about 3,000 euros, and now we can make that in a few days, and that's actually something my mind needed to get used to. So this is that 5 minute that I wanted to see get tapped. Now I do want to see that continuation. So this is the reason why I didn't want to add straight away, because I felt like it didn't want to move too fast. So we're still on entry. We didn't have anything yet. So we came above that hourly one more time. So the next 3 minutes, I do want to see that push a bit higher. Enjoy your day, Solstice. So same for me. In about 3 minutes, I'll end the stream. Oh, anytime. Are you actually in my Discord? If not, I'll give you an invite. You're always welcome. You can call me Ben. Yeah. I'll try to remember that. Oh, yes, you are. Okay, great. Oh, yeah, now I know who you are. It's not easy if people have different names everywhere. Have a wonderful day, by the way. Enjoy the rest of your work day or whatever you are doing. Thank you. I will. So for anybody that asked me, I sent it this weekend that I was de-risking crypto. So I'll go over it why I was de-risking crypto too. So I find it important. I didn't have time yet to fully go over crypto yet, but I'll go over it for a second. So anybody wants to see why I de-risked. Where's my USDT? Storage. Okay, I'll just take it like this. Yeah. Oh, so it did go back down today, so that's good to see. So this was a strong push back down. So the reason why I wanted to de-risk was actually we came above that 450 zone, where I did not want to see us come. That weekly actually was quite a big strong push hook also up. So if we see these kind of candles, we probably go this week inside this zone just because of the strong push. I did not want to leave too much on the table, so this is why I de-risked actually some cryptos of mine. Doesn't mean that we cannot push back up, of course. Just for my own sake and keeping the profits that I've actually made, this is why I was de-risking. Just because it came to that 450 level, I did not want to see it tap twice, especially now in the daily. Was looking very strong also. So we came up constantly. We are now probably will tap that daily gap and then see how we react off of it. If we continue higher, the next target would be 4.85. So that actually is not the best option for us to see. That's why I was de-risking crypto. So we're still hanging around here. After 2 hours, we actually probably didn't even move. Almost nothing exactly. So in the next 5 to 7 minutes, I do want to see us breach the adding spot. If we do, our next will definitely be at that 23,518. So that level will definitely be hit if we do continue right here. So this will be the need that we need to continue right now. I didn't like us hanging around here too long, neither. So because of it's a very, very slow market, make sure that if you do see the market continue further downwards, that you actually reduce a bit of. So if you go below 23,431, I would get out of the trade. So I do not want to see us come below this gap anyways. Especially look this hourly. There's no need for us to come back down. There was no for value gaps left in this hourly. So the only thing that I do want to see is now that continuation move. Then we go to this next hourly gap and probably hit the top of that one. So I wish you all a nice stream for the rest of London session. If you are in with multiple contracts, do make sure that you are definitely take profit at 1.5 hour, of course. A little bit off of the table, so 1.5 would be around the area of this actually. So if you want to be full TP, that's still 23,600, but at the highs of Asia, we definitely can have a reaction off of this too. So be sure that you are in profit, that you keep the profits that you made, of course. I wish you all a very great stream for the rest of London session. I'll leave this on the chart and see what happens. If we do not have a session this afternoon, then I will not be online, of course. I will come online for a second and see if it is something today, yes or no. But if it is a holiday, we probably will not have a session, so we will see. See you all back then, and otherwise, see you back tomorrow, of course.